Some of the places that I've traveled, I have pretty much circumnavigated the globe in both a plane and a ship with the traveling that I've done and the deployments that I've done, which is very unique and fun.
Welcome to this special series of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. In these short episodes, we're exploring two big questions. What do careers actually look like in the Royal Canadian Navy? And how has the Navy set up these men and women who serve our nation for success after leaving their career in the Navy? And to get these answers, we're joined by the crew members of the HMCS St. John's Halifax, who are going to talk about their own experiences and their own careers. And we're also going to talk to the men and women who serve these boats on shore to ensure they have all the support they need as they travel the world. It's like being on the ship while you're in your home. So without further delay, we bring you this special episode of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. Welcome back to the Sea of Opportunities podcast. I'm Michael Sangster, your host, and I am joined by Petty Officer 2 Foulon, who's going to tell us a little about his career, his role on board the HMCS St. John's. But first off, I want him to tell us how many years he's been in the Navy and how many years you got left to sign up, and what are you considering as your length of service to our nation?
Well, thank you. So far, I've been in for a little over 17 years. I technically have a little under 8 years left. However, I think I'm going to do about 13 more years.
13 more years in the Navy, so you're going to get to 30 years.
Yeah, well, it'll be 31 years.
31 years. So let's talk about, how old are you now?
41.
So you're going to retire out around 53, 54 years old.
Correct, yeah.
You are going to be highly sought out by employers, is my view. We get a lot of employers talking to us about veterans who have served in the forces and the skills that come out of the role. You've got a job on board, but you've got other jobs too, and you develop a lot of skills. Do you even think yet about what a career looks like when you leave yet? Or are you still just so focused on the next 13 years?
No, I'm actually very excited for what might come afterwards. But with that being said, I'm also a little anxious and nervous because I've done this for so long and I do have a lot more time to go, that I am nervous of what it would look like, but also very excited for it.
It's an interesting dynamic of just how many employers call us looking for vets because of all the skills you develop on board. So let's talk us through your current role you're doing now. And do you have a secondary role on board?
Actually, no. My secondary roles, because I'm a late join to the ship, and I just finished my RQPO1 course, which is a lot of the courses that I get are the ones that employers are sought after for once I am done with the military. So with that being said, I don't actually have any current secondary duties, but my current role is the senior maintainer. So I manage the communication section, and basically that means all the internal and external communications on and off the boat.
So it's a big job. It's a busy job. You got a lot going on. When did you join this crew?
I joined just in February.
Okay, so you're fairly new. What's that like? Just that alone, your whole work. You're out at sea with 230 other individuals that you're still just kind of getting to know.
Actually, I'm kind of used to it because I actually just transferred over from the West Coast. So this whole crew on the East Coast altogether is fairly new for me. So every time I go to a new unit, I am playing catch up in the new guy. But everyone here has been really great and super welcoming. And it's been a lot of fun.
You don't carry any baggage, so that's good.
Exactly. Very easy to travel.
You get a fresh start with people. Maybe give us a bit of a view, because we're doing this podcast because we want Canadians to listen to career opportunities that exist. So talk a little bit about your day, because I don't think the average Canadian understands just how unique the roles are and the opportunities that exist in the Navy to go do really cool things.
Absolutely. Some of the places that I've traveled, I have pretty much circumnavigated the globe in both a plane and a ship with the traveling that I've done and the deployments that I've done, which is very unique and fun. My job itself, it's kind of like putting together a really hard puzzle that is super frustrating and super rewarding once you actually figure out the puzzle and get that whatever the fault was fixed.
Every day is different.
Every day is different. Absolutely.
What I found unique in almost every interview we've done about 12 so far, the technology does make you feel more connected back to the land, though.
Absolutely.
What's family look like for you? Is it hard to manage? It's like you're off. Are you on board for the whole 6-month tour here?
I am on board for the whole 6 months. And luckily for me, I've been married to my wife for 13 years. We have a daughter and a dog, and they are crazy supportive, which is got its pluses and minuses because it is super hard for when I do leave home. But the support that they give me is just phenomenal. And I don't think I'd be able to do it as often as I do without their support.
The Navy really does. I chuckle. I've managed to become friends with General Hillier, who used to be the CDS for the military, as many know. And he jokes, and I know it's a Navy joke and an Army joke, about if we'd wanted you to have a family, we would have issued you one. And
Absolutely.
that's the Army that he said he joined. But by the time he left, that was not the attitude. I think from everyone we've interviewed, that's not the attitude, is it? Your families are supportive.
Absolutely. And they are supported.
And supported. I mean, yeah, they're supported by back home.
Absolutely. Yes.
So what does that look like? Your wife, not anything specific about her life, but she's got resources that she can lean into. Do the kids have resources they can lean into if there's challenges with you aboard?
No, absolutely. So my daughter, she goes and sees like counselors. They have groups that they'll set up like 2 or 3 times throughout the month. So that way she can get to play with other kids that are going through the same thing. So that way they can talk about their feelings and, positive and negative, and have like common goals of projects that they work on together, whether it's like little welcoming banners and things of that nature. So it's been really good.
It really is a community, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So you would recommend, and I chuckled. I was chatting with the public affairs gentleman that we're working with, and I said, everyone's really up on the Navy that we're interviewing. You're not giving me the negative people. And he said, no, you really won't find them on board because they're on a mission. They're having fun. Now, if we do interviews when they're on their way home, 6 months from now, you might get some people who are a little bit testy. What's that like on board living with each other?
It's got its challenges for sure. I am someone that likes to have my space. So on ship, you don't get that. Like I share mess with 8 other gentlemen, and we have tight quarters. Having something simple like having a shower you can kind of reach out in, or having a couch to lay down on and watch a movie, you don't get that on the deployment. So it can be challenging in that sense. But then it's offset by all the different places you get to see and the people you get to meet and the opportunities you get to do. So it's definitely a plus or minus situation.
So we were in one of the bunk rooms. You probably know where they kept the Leaders at Sea program guys and ladies. Is that a similar room to what you would have had?
Absolutely, yeah.
Very, very, very little storage. One cupboard and one underbed kind of thing, maybe.
You got it.
Wow, that's not a lot of room for. What do you bring on board for a mission like this?
Well, so I do have some civvies. I've got 4 uniforms, 2 pairs of boots, and then we have all of our dress clothes as well. But I always have to make room for extra stuff like, little souvenirs, because can't come home empty-handed, all that fun stuff. So you do get very creative with your packing.
I bet that was not a large cut. We were laughing at the Leaders at Sea coming on board because we had no idea what to dress for. And then they showed up and they gave us everything we needed anyway, basically. It was quite funny.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Exactly.
It was a great experience. Talk to me quickly about an average day for you. What does that look like?
So if I have an average day where I don't have a lot of faults going on, I'd still be up for about 12 hours on watch. We sit there and we run through fault logs, do some on-watch training. We normally have a few drills that we do to keep our skill set sharp. Now, if we do have anything that is a little bit more tedious, our days can run up to 18, 20 hours. We normally get offset with some extra sleep on the tail end, but I have had days where it's like been 18 hours, 3 or 4 days in a row, and you get tired.
So if you had a message for someone thinking about joining the Navy, what would it be?
I think it would be to give it an honest try. Like if it's something that you're curious about, there are a lot of perks and there can be a lot of benefits. I find that people getting in at the beginning, they tend to burn themselves out because it's not living up to their full expectations right away. And I find that it tends to be very front heavy with all the learning curves of learning a new ship, learning a new dynamic, not to mention getting used to this lifestyle. And they tend to burn out and not be happy with it. But if you get past that first 3 or 4 years where it is the roughest, it opens up and it's a lot more fun.
They have that unique Navy Experience Program, though, which I thought was very interesting, where someone can try the Navy for a year.
Yeah, actually, I've only been introduced to a couple of them, and so far with that, they range from about 3 months to 9 months, and all of them said nothing but positive things. And some of them like the idea that they got to try it and it wasn't for them, so they got to leave. And some of them loved the fact that it was for them, and this was the stepping stone that gave them the courage to sign up. So,
well, that's awesome. So, you mentioned someone, but do you want to say something before we sign off, or some people back home, or a message to Canadians about what it's like to be in the Navy?
Just that I love my job. I couldn't imagine doing anything else, even through the hard days. And if my wife and daughter are listening, I love you guys, and I'll see you when I get home.
Fantastic. We appreciate you taking the time out. You guys are sailing across the Atlantic, headed towards Europe for a 6-month deployment. I jokingly said to somebody we interviewed this morning about, I get mad when I got to go out on an 8-day or 9-day business trip that carries through a weekend, and you're going out for 6 months to serve our nation. So we thank you. You are more appreciated than you know. We hope this podcast in a small way communicates that Canadians can better understand the opportunities and also an understanding of what goes on board the ship. So we wish you fair winds and following seas, and we look forward to seeing you back in Halifax Port in December. But on behalf of Canadians, thank you for your service.
And we thank you for your support.
Thanks for listening to this special episode of the EdUp Canada podcast, Sea of Opportunities. If you like this episode, I hope you leave a review for us, as it helps more people to discover the show. If you're interested in a career in the Navy, you can click on the link in the show notes to learn all about the Naval Experience Program. Thanks for learning with us.